Hey friends, and welcome back. If you follow the channel, then you know that very recently we upgraded this thing. This is a Dell Precision T5500 and it's from 2009. And before we started, it was admittedly a budget computer with only 4 cores at 2 gigahertz. Even back then it wouldn't exactly pull a sausage off the plate. And since then, we absolutely upgraded the maximum out of it. In fact, the upgrades we did to it are more than it was originally specified to do. Let me show you. And guys, I'm not joking. We added an NVMe drive via PCIe, a custom bootloader on USB, we added a new graphics card, we added a DVD drive, we added a CPU riser board, we added RAM, more RAM, lots of RAM, we upgraded the CPU to a dual core, we added storage, and we added a RAID extension bay. Altogether, this was a cool 12 pounds of upgrades, bringing this computer to 45 pounds in total weight. Insanity. So we upgraded this thing with lots of RAM, a better graphics card, 24 logical processors, and a massive RAID of hard drives right over here. So now the question becomes, what are we going to do with a computer like this? Why don't we try running some AI models on this? I thought it might be a fun exercise to do the most modern thing computing will allow us to do, namely generate AI models on some vintage adjacent hardware. So let's get after it. Now friends, I'm not going to bore you with the nitty-gritty of all the different kinds of AI tools and platforms and their installation. I'm sure there are better YouTubers out there that can explain this much better than I. But the quick and dirty is this. Head over to desktop.pinocchio.co/download and pick your favorite operating system. Pinocchio is kind of an app store for AI tools and workflows, which downloads pretty quickly. However, its installation takes some time. So while you wait, why don't you head over to retrobytemeister.com. You can book services and browse refurbished gear that you can purchase. We got TVs, we got Commodores, we got Ataris, we got Dells, we got IBM compatibles, we got consoles, Nintendo, Sony, whatever you want. We even have starter kits. Each dollar you spend supports my channel and the work that I do. So if you like my channel, consider buying something. After a short while, Pinocchio will open up and ask you to select a place where you put all your support files. This is the place where all your models and workflows as well as outputs are going to live, so you want something with lots of space. In my case, I'm selecting the RAID that we just put in. Once Pinocchio is loaded, go ahead and click on Explore in the upper right corner and wait for the internal browser to pop up. Here you can select whatever models you want. I am going to focus on image generation, so I'm going to select some video or image generation AI models. For example, Focus is a very easy and good one. Once you select Install, Pinocchio will do the rest for you. It will download the model, it will download the workflow, it will download all the safe tensor files and all the supporting programs that you may need, like FFmpeg or PyTorch. This installation might in fact take some time, so why don't you go hop over to retrobytemeister.com real quick to see if you can find something that you like. Once installation is complete, you can finally input a prompt and have pictures be generated. Depending on what you're looking for, generation is pretty quick, so you can actually in a reasonable time generate a number of good-looking images if you don't look for anything too specific. Like here, I just asked for a vintage computer in a steampunk laboratory, and I'm pretty impressed with what the AI came up with. If you want something specific and you have the wrong model selected, well, you're either going to wait a long time or the results are going to be, well, less amazing. Like in this particular case, I asked for a vintage computer in the shape of a Commodore 64 with Pride colors and a Pride flag and the lettering Happy Pride Month. And, well, it didn't do so good. Sometimes I even thought the AI models were taunting me on purpose. But that is kind of true with all AI models, regardless of what computer you're running them on. Now my burning question is, to what degree did the upgrades we did to the T5500 enable us to do this better? And the answer is, the severe bottleneck here of course is the graphics card. AI models love lots of VRAM. We upgraded the computer with a GeForce GTX 1060 with 3 GB of VRAM. This graphics card is from 2016, so it's about 4 years newer than even the processor we put into the system. 3 GB of VRAM is hilariously low. Even modern AI models will consider anything less than 12 GB to be a low VRAM situation. Thankfully, some workflows will allow you to offload the VRAM requirement to system RAM, of which we have lots. In fact, for most models, about 32 GB seems to be the sweet spot. And since we have about 3 times that amount, we could, in theory, run 3 of those models concurrently. But since we only have 1 set of CPUs and 1 graphics card, let's keep it at 2. Conveniently, Pinocchio will allow you to run anything that is meant to run on a graphics card exclusively on the CPU, so it is as easy as adding 1 command line parameter to make that happen. Yeah, friends, and you can see that we are already running some AI models here. It maxes out the computer pretty good. This is running almost exclusively on CPU. We do have some GPU support, but in order to make maximum use of the memory, CPU models are running just fine. And here we are creating something fantastic. And here's the computer, which literally sounds like it's about to take off with almost all fans spinning at maximum. Put the cover back on. I got a different riser board, one that is actually smaller and fits in here. So we downgraded the RAM just a little bit. We now only have 72 GB, which is in spec, but I tell you what, I couldn't bear the idea of cutting a hole into this. It would make me feel too much like a 19-year-old souped-up Honda Civic driver. And it's a hot boy. Listen to this. Guys, overall this experiment was pretty much a success. Tinkering with AI models sure takes some time until the results are just so, and the only difficulty extra with vintage hardware like this is having to find the models that fit into the low VRAM, or deal with the fact that everything runs on CPU and therefore computation takes forever. But if you're not in a hurry, or you're okay making some compromises in terms of picture quality and accuracy, you can get some pretty good results. Like this face-swapped image of myself. Does it look like me? Well, I'll let you be the judge of that. And now to answer the question I'm sure many of you still have. How can we clone someone's face and voice like I have done here, animate an image, and make it naughty? Well, all you have to do is